Dillabo. I'm the Director of Communications for the Desert Southwest Conference, and you're watching Tuesday Talks, or you may be participating in Tuesday Talks. Today we've got a list of stuff to go through like we usually do, but I'm going to start us out first by just talking about what if your church secretary, your office manager, your communications manager, whoever it is that normally manages your Facebook or whatever social media accounts you have at your church, maybe the person that edits your website. What else might this person do? Well, those are the two major things that we sometimes find out at the Desert Southwest Conference, that, oh no, we lost the credentials to be able to go in and edit stuff. Maybe it was a volunteer that was doing that sort of thing. So I've shared in the past that you could, a good best practice is to have more than one person entered in there as an admin. And because, staff changes, volunteers move to different positions or move to a different state. Same thing with pastors, they move church to church. It's great to have someone that you could have on there long-term that doesn't necessarily need to mess with it, but just have a backup person, which would be me, to add on at your church website and your church social media as an admin, so that if people switch around, someone at the church, people from the church can contact the conference to get that access back. So that's one little kind of note that I wanted to share, but also you might not know that there have been quite a few occasions where a church, maybe something happens to the website, whether it's that they've got a new website editor and oh no, I messed up, can you help me fix this, undo what I did, or some weird thing happens in the internet. Maybe there's a server outage somewhere and you need a little bit of support. We've been pretty lucky to be able to help many churches in those types of instances. So by adding me as an admin, that number one gives you a secure person that, oh, okay, we know we can gain access again. And number two, offers a free kind of a tech support for those emergency situations. I can't always be available. So you definitely don't want to just put all your eggs in the conference basket thinking that, I can help at a moment's notice. But I have, at many times, any of the times that it did come up, it happened to have worked out where I was available, whether it was on a weekend or a weekday, and we were able to get in there and fix the item that needed to happen before the next busy season at the church. So I highly recommend that you add me as an admin. It could be using the communications@dscumc.org email address, which is what I would recommend most, because what if I move on one day or I get hit by a bus? Then the cdillabo@dscumc.org email address isn't going to be working anymore, but the communications one will. So whoever replaces me one day will still be your backup person. Okay, that aside, let's dig in. And today we've got quite a few resources to share for May Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. You should have received an attachment with worship resources that were provided. I think it was from Ask UMC that first led me to reach out to, it could have been Discipleship Ministries. I don't remember right now because this was last week. It could have been a whole year ago. There's so much going on all the time, right? But anyway, so you got the attachment. The other stuff I wanted to share with you are things like social media. Oops, I gotta share my screen. Some social media graphics that are available for local church use. They are from Outreach, but this is the resource that was provided by Resource UMC. And you can click to get to whichever theme or subject that you're looking for Asian Pacific Heritage Month. There's only one graphic, sad, but at least we have one. So there is that. And it's also like a really good I guess, inspirational graphic, you could create something like this in Canva for free. Just use some other beautiful graphic, and you could use the same words. So that's one idea. Which, by the way, if anyone has any questions or comments, wants to share, oh, actually, I found some great graphics here, please go ahead and speak up. All right, the next piece I want to share is for, in case you're looking for like a newsletter piece. The women, let's see, what is it? It's the General Commission on the Status and Role of Women, GCSRW, provided this Women in History page, and it links to articles for all sorts of different women in history. So you could share, where is it? Here it is, Colleen Kyung Sing Chun. Her story is available, and so let's click in more to see. You can share her biography, or just even this little tidbit here. So that's a possibility. And then Religion and Race has, let me click out here, 2 infographics. One is 10 honorable traits of Pacific Islander culture, and you click there to download that one. The other one is 10 things to know about Asian Americans, and you just click right there to download that one. So they're both pretty cool infographics, very well done, that you could plug those into your newsletter, share them on social media. So I'll share all of these links with you guys in my follow-up notes. And then there's also from UMC Giving. I don't know if you guys knew that they provide weekly articles. Sometimes they call them devotionals or mission moments. And so you can go through this area to find what you're looking for any particular week in the year. And so if I looked at, there it is, May mission moments, and pay attention to these, because that's where I found the graphics for the this other one that I showed you guys, the Pacific Heritage Month set. It was a page that was similar to this UMC Giving page, and I didn't see it right up front, but if you clicked on these, and you got to what I was looking for. Okay, so the main mission moments. Yeah, so there you go. For each week, little tidbit that you can share, whether it's a social media caption that you use and whatever graphic that you create in Canva, or however you want to use it. But there you go. That's what I wanted to share about that. Now I'm going to stop share so I can check my notes again. Okay, history, and then the 2 infographics and the mission moments. Okay, I hope that's enough. I mean, I wish that I had these things for you all sooner, and I do pledge to work on that. I know that as communicators, for sure, it's no good to have great resources the week that you need them. You're lucky if you can implement them. So that's a major disservice. So I'll keep working on trying to get you guys what you need much earlier, so you can use them in your newsletter, or share it with the pastor for consideration for sermon stuff, or with the worship team for that mission moment during worship. So I will do better, I promise. All right, next item. So a while back I mentioned about United Methodist Men were going through a rebranding. So we do have an article now that was provided by the General Commission. What are they? I don't know what. my brain is not thinking right now, but it is from I don't know, the United Methodist Men, like the denominational bigger group. So this article is going to be included in today's newsletter, conference-wide newsletter, but I wanted to bring it up to your attention because at the very bottom, there is a press release that you can download and reuse. And there's also 2 graphics. There's the United, they're calling it United, but it's this graphic in black right here and in white. So they're JPEGs though, that's what they provided. So what does that mean? If you're kind of new to graphic design stuff, you should know that every time you resave a JPEG file, .jpg or .jpeg, the file gets more and more blurry, maybe more pixelated. It loses quality every time that you save it. So if you need to make it bigger or need to make it smaller, crop it in any way, you're resaving it. And so then it's just losing quality. So I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna see if I can get you a better quality one, but that's what I have right now. So I wanted to share that with you guys now. What else? Do I have any questions about any of this so far? Okay, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. All right, the next one, in case this comes up, I have had one person just yesterday, but last week we had quite a few registration issues come up for annual conference. The thing that happened yesterday was a lay member to annual conference had registered for annual conference to attend in person, because that is an option this year. We get to have annual conference in person, woohoo. But then I don't know what the situation was, but she had to change her registration because she's only going to attend online now. She can't come in person. So that could happen for all sorts of reasons. And just let your lay member to annual conference know it is not a big deal. We are totally prepared for those quick switches. All they need to do is contact Lori Davalos, and I'll include her email address in the follow-up to send her a note, letting her know that I've already registered for in-person, but I need to switch to online only, and then she can take care of all of that. Your people don't need to do anything else besides that, and they will get information about how to join via Zoom. Questions about that? Okay. Then, okay, the Desert Southwest Conference Task Force on Prison Reform started their 5-week webinar series last week. It's every Thursday for 5 weeks at 6:30 p.m. and it's via Zoom. It gets recorded, and it was a great session. I mean, it was really, really fascinating. I think even if you're a person that is not terribly concerned about prison reform, about the death penalty, it may be this segment, this series may be exactly what a person would need to find out that, oh my gosh, I am called to do something about this. And it's gonna be a lot of great information. And just because it started doesn't mean people can't join. So I'm sharing with you guys the link to the prison reform webpage so that you can have access to the registration still, to a fax page that they put together and they're updating. We just have a brand new one, I think as of yesterday, maybe, on that same page, and access to the recording from last week. So if you know of somebody that might be interested, or you want to just share, hey, here's what's going on. If you're interested, they can watch the video and see what it was like last week to see if they want to join next week or any other week. So that's dscumc.org/prison-reform, but I'll include the link. Okay, questions about that one? All right. Then the last piece is about the Western Jurisdiction Episcopacy Committee. They're welcoming people to start connecting if they either know someone or themselves feel a call towards Episcopal leadership, if they want to be considered to be one of the new bishops for the Western jurisdiction. There's a process for it. It's a brand new process. And I have an article that will be published, let's see here, in today's newsletter. This one. There we go. This is going to get published in today's newsletter. it links to the invitation about the discernment process on the Western Jurisdiction website. And we also are including the event page where we'll post anything that we know about the conference. What you might not know is that there is no actual date for the conference yet. There's some judicial council rulings, things that have to happen high up before we can actually set a date for the jurisdictional conference. So right now the page is kind of empty. Not a whole lot going on there, but at least you have the link where we'll have stuff in here. Also, we have the letter about the Episcopal discernment process. So that's all I have about that. Any questions about that? Okay, so that is going to be included in today's newsletter. I imagine the newsletter might get published a little bit late today, maybe around 3 p.m. I'm just waiting for a few pieces and then I can go ahead and send it. What else? I'm going to include the list of important dates again in the follow-up notes for today, which are the same as last week's, but I'm adding in June 8th, orientation to ministry. So we talked about people being interested in going towards an Episcopal position, but orientation to ministry is an event that is hosted by our Board of Ordained Ministry every year. And it's, if you know someone that feels like, I don't know, I'm thinking I might want to become a pastor, this is a great first step. It talks about, I mean, they have people from the seminaries there sometimes. They have people that have that are ready to talk about scholarship opportunities. There's just, I think the district superintendents probably participate in it. It's a great evening. It's packed with information, but that's another one that you might want to share with, whether it's in your newsletter or just in conversation with your church circles. Let them know that there is a process. If they know of someone that's considering becoming a clergy, there's a whole event that's designed to show them the steps to do it. And there's many different paths to it. People will share, oh, I'm a layperson that's assigned as a pastor right now. Well, what does that mean? I'm a full elder that is a pastor as well. What does that mean? I am a deacon who does this type of ministry in mental health, maybe. So all of those different ways of being, I don't want to use the wrong word, but ordained, I guess. And there's different requirements. And for those persons that are just thinking about it, that want to learn more, this is the event for them. They'll learn about all those different paths and see if any one of them are a match. So that's all I have to share with you today. Any questions, comments, concerns? Nope. All right, we got through it in less than 20 minutes. Yes. Now you can, you get to get back to your work. Jim, did you have something to share? No. Oh, you were just, woo. Yeah, I know. Yay, let's get back to work. All right, you guys have a great rest of your week. I look forward to